Hello everyone, welcome to the channel and the Through the Book of John series. This is where each episode we spend 10 or 15 minutes looking at the book of John and a lot of times, how does it relate to us today? It's great that you can make it today. I'm going to post a link to the first video of this series, so if you're new to it, you can watch it and the other videos in order from the beginning. And also, if you have never been born again, or you're not positive you've ever been born again, let me recommend you start with our Welcome Everyone video. And I'll post a link to that video in the description box of this video, along with the first video of the series. Okay, let's start with verse 1. We're on chapter 9. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned, nor his parents, but the works of God should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me. While it is day, the night cometh, and no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the man with the clay. And he said unto him, Go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore and washed and came seeing. The neighbors therefore, and they which before had seen him, that he was blind, said, Is not this he that sat and begged? Some said, This is he. Others said, He is like him. But he said, I am he. Therefore said they unto him, How are thine eyes opened? And he answered and said, A man that is called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. Then said they unto him, Where is he? He said, I know not. They brought to the Pharisees him that aforetime was blind. And it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the clay and opened his eyes. Then again the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. He said unto them, He put clay upon mine eyes, and I washed, and I do see. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, This man is not of God, because he keepeth not the Sabbath day. Others said, How can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. Okay, reading this, I wondered about the clay and the spit. Certainly Jesus didn't need the clay to heal anyone. He was healing other people. There's no clay involved. And I believe I'm led by the Spirit, who helps keep me straight, to believe that he did that just to make a point about the law, once again to the Pharisees, by working on Saturday. Because during that time, if someone did even the smallest thing, such as making mud out of your hand or picking up your bed and walking away, you're considered working and sinning if you did it on the Sabbath, which is a Saturday. But then I thought, I'm going to check what everyone else thought Not that I would change my mind, because I don't think I would ever, unless there was scripture contrary to that. First thing it said is that the clay represented creation and renewal. I mean, that seems good to me. I mean, that's the way he made Adam and Eve, and but I didn't think it was a key thing. But as I read down what, some other things, sure enough, it was considered work, and the way they said it intentionally challenged the Pharisees and the law. I just feared he did it to make them mad. But I stand by the challenge to the Pharisees' reason. I think it's well said. And why else would he keep doing it? Think about it. If the Lord wanted to intentionally make somebody mad, he'd know exactly what buttons to push. He knows everyone better than they do. And he would know their reaction before it even happened. His entire ministry to the world, if you think about it, was extremely efficient to a level we can't even comprehend. You would think after a while the Pharisees would have some kind of pattern recognition, that ability to see that Jesus keeps doing these miracles on Saturday on purpose. At least those are the miracles that we keep reading about. Maybe there are a lot of other miracles on other days. For example, the book of Luke omitted the walking on the water miracle. Maybe as an example. You'd also think that with the Pharisees, you would think they would be waiting on their Messiah because of Scripture. And you would think Jesus would obviously qualify to at least be considered as their Messiah. I mean, he's doing miracles. They're not even denying he's doing miracles. That's a pretty good fake Messiah if you're actually doing miracles. And as their Messiah, you think they would consider the law might not be applied in the same way they were used to, since he keeps doing things contrary to the law. In other words, wouldn't they consider the possibility that the Messiah should be above all the law, rather than going straight to violence against him? All right, then for the next 24 verses, you can read on your own how the Pharisees, they did an investigation. They brought in the parents of the healed man, and then confronted Jesus again, of course, and more arguing. And each time some more of the people listening are convinced that he is the Messiah. So that's why he keeps doing it. It's interesting that how things are shaping up the way they are. The main thing I look forward to when Jesus comes to pick us up is that I won't have to deal with those kind of people anymore. I think most of them are not even real Christians. But there are some who are, and they're gonna find they were on the wrong side of some issues. Some, they're on the wrong side in a hostile way. It's not good. So everyone, until next time, or either here or in the air, may God bless you, my dearly beloved.